Yeah, alright. Yeah, I'm live on TikTok and YouTube and Twitch. But I'm doing this little video real quick. So give me a little time, you know what I'm saying? Damn, should I even use that? Nah, let me use this one. I got templates already, so I'm trying to choose a template. See? Oh, you can barely see though. It's weird. Alright, let me see. What up, though? Different one now. Done. Billionaire investor paid to have his body frozen in hopes that in the future someone can bring him back to life. Well, there you have it. Cryogenics. They talk about like that it's new or something. Cryogenics has been around as long as eugenics itself. Hey, maybe I'm a little over some y'all's head, my bad. Let me move this real quick. So I could, I'm trying to get the chat over here on YouTube and stuff. There we go. So I can see. Yeah. Yeah, okay, there we go. Oh shit, it's done. Just gotta put a little music behind it real quick. What's that? I thought said it was done. Oh, right there. Okay, it wasn't done. I'm just tripping. It was done uploading. I still gotta download it. Hey. Bam, it's done. Now I gotta put some music behind it real quick. That's good enough. For now, you know? It's just a quick video. Do you like Battlefield better than COD? Yep, that's what I'm playing right now, actually. See, I'm about to start right now. I'm live on YouTube right now. But yeah, Battlefield is better. Definitely. And I'm envious to the pilots that can fly the jets and the helicopters. Because I can't fly very well. But yeah, if you're a pilot, hit me up. Let's get some money. Let's get some kills. If you're not, you can hit me up too. I'm looking for anybody that's trying to play that shit. Not very many people playing Battlefield. Well, actually, it is emerging. It's like the numbers is probably high as it ever been in its life cycle. So, it's definitely a good time to play. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube right now and Twitch. You people live too on YouTube. Alright. I'm still like posting that I'm on stream trying to get some people to pull up. Yeah. Hey. He said message. Hey man, it's been 2 weeks, bro. What the fuck? Nigga like, why you ain't worked on that beat yet? What the? I'm busy, that's why, bro. I be tired and shit. It ain't you, it's me. Hold on. Fuck it, that's whatever. That's good enough. I'll do this shit for now. That's crazy, man. Alright. Do a flip. That's funny. I would, but I'm sitting down. A backflip or a front flip? You know what I'm saying? That's the real question. What kind of flip? A little flip? Hey, alright. I think I'm about to play Battlefield and just chill for a minute, so. If you got any questions or comments or videos, anything, damn, you want to request or something? Sheesh. Hey, hold on. Man, be getting sidetracked on Instagram and shit. Instagram is the devil, Bobby. Alright. Let's finish listening to that shit. Hold on, let's listen to this real quick. Let's listen to Charleston White.
Politicians, because they saw the power of these big tech companies with these young people in these offices working from home, that they can silence the American president.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
Bro. That is insane.
They silenced the American president, homie.
I tested it, right? And I put in a video.
But they got on Twitter.
But they got porn. Hell yeah. Exactly.
Dog, my chick showed me some stuff the other day, and I was like, "What is that?"
I ain't been back on there since. I seen it with a long busting open some. Boy, I seen a long busting open. I disabled that mother. Listen, man, I can't get that out of my mind. I don't want to see that. I'm talking about unexpectedly. I'm scrolling on Twitter, getting ready to post something. Man, what the man? I'm talking about he was like a mother. I said, no, man, just no, man. I left. I ain't been back to Twitter since. Cause man. No.
It might be different though. No.
It might be different.
This was Elon took over.
This was 3 weeks ago.
Oh, my bad. No, he just bought it. He just took over.
Okay, y'all, this was 3 weeks ago, man. Because
I seen that though. That's an old video too, but that's funny. I know Charleston White got some new shit though. Hopefully. Solar geo engineering. That's crazy. Okay. 3 magic words. 10 hours? Sheesh.
When man.
Well, I'm gonna listen to that though, but 10 hours? I could drive to like another state. auto captions. I'm about to start auto captioning my videos too. You know what I'm saying? The art of saying no, right? Some people gotta learn that. Shit, I mean, even me, I still gotta practice. Like, watch, somebody ask me for something. Come on. Somebody ask me in the chat for something. So I can say no. So I can get my practice on. Practice? I'm supposed to be the franchise players and we sitting here talking about practice. That's crazy. I'm just looking, really, like I ain't had no plan, you know? Just wanted to get on and get a stream going, get a stream in. And we here. It's that easy though. Look at, oh my God. Don't get me started. Whoa, she got 7 million views. Holy shit, she must be a good DJ. I mean, I would hope so, right? I wonder. Magnum Opus. Oh yeah, I need to listen to that too. Fuck. There's a lot of stuff. There's so much to know. You know, not enough time. So let's get into this shit real quick.
Sure, if your coworker really likes your idea for a new marketing campaign, even though she says that she does. Question: do you like the concept for my new idea? Answer: sure, it's very original. Question: well, what would it take for you to love the idea?
What would it take?
Example
for you to love
2. You want to know if your son is looking forward to going to camp this summer. Question: are you excited about camp next month? Answer: yeah, it'll be fun. Question: what would it take for you to be really excited about going? Example 3. Question: do you like my new deck? Answer: sure, it looks fine. Question: how do you think I can make it even better? As you can hear, all these people feel comfortable answering honestly because your questions to them make it obvious that you know that everything's not perfect. By not pressing the point of their liking it, their answer naturally unfolds as an extension of what they've already said, and the truth, what they're...
We'll get back to that in a second.
Yeah. I mean,
What's the situation?
I don't know. I feel like I've tried dating, but I haven't dated like a lot because I tend to be in a relationship. I've been in one for
do a flip
for a long time.
Why is everybody asking me to do a flip today?
I think definitely a few, but I don't think there's like a hardcore rule. Like if you guys connected, I guess it depends on how much you connect with the person. I don't have like a rule. But.
Okay. No, but
have you ever seen
when you hook up someone the first night? Nothing wrong with that. Just.
Yeah, not preferably.
But
if it went that way, I wouldn't be upset about it.
Okay. But because some people like say, oh, third date. Some people want to wait longer.
Or some people think it's like bad if you hook up.
The first date, yeah.
Hook up on the first date, yeah.
I like to wait, but like if I
gotta wait, fuck that.
At least like 4 or 5 dates.
It's a wrap.
Four
or five dates.
It's
a wrap.
know that they like you, but at the same time, I do have like some people that like I have hooked up with them on like the first time.
So how do you like differentiate between?
Because I know that we're only hanging out to hook up.
Wait, so just to be clear, let me. If there's a guy where he just wants to hook up, you just want to hook up, first night.
Yeah, if under the right circumstances, yeah.
But then,
if I meet a guy, like previously I met a guy at the bar, but like he was a very genuine person. Like, he was very.
Oh, gotcha.
He was very into the relationship type.
I killed him.
I am too.
I killed both of them.
He's not the guy that I'd be like, oh, I just want to hook up with you and that's that. We both waited. We both like talked about it. That's another thing. Like you talk about it, you know.
Wait,
like,
but so did he want to have sex with you and then you made him wait?
We both wanted to, but
really?
we both wanted to have sex and we both waited.
You just read what they said. Yeah.
Actually.
No. Well, obviously you both waited because one person in that dynamic can set the terms for that.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you're telling me he also wanted to wait.
Because
Or is it that you said,
you want me dead ass?
sure.
He was a virgin, so
I mean, I can kind of see that, but, and you were not a virgin, correct?
No.
So you took his virginity.
yeah.
How was it? How was the sex?
What? That's crazy. Like a virgin. Holy shit! Who's shooting at me?
Wow.
Oh, he's on the ground.
God damn.
I don't. But he got better.
Score.
I taught him some stuff.
Till you score. That's right, baby.
I don't think it matters.
The revive.
Like there
Appreciate
have
it.
been
I'm
circumstances where I've had sex on the first
Holy
date.
shit.
There've been circumstances on the second, third date, but it doesn't matter how long you make a man wait. Once you have sex, it's either there or it's not.
Yeah.
So there's either that connection or it's not. You can make them wait 12 days, 3 days,
Okay.
1 day, 90 days, whatever the f- you making them wait. Like it, there's either chemistry connection or there's not, and whether they want to continue pursue their relationship. So
Answer.
Good answer.
I can agree with that.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
That's a very good point. Like, the thing is that oftentimes a lot of women will wait.
they think that they can keep man
Yeah.
Because you're making him wait.
Yeah, because
Oh,
you're making them
yeah.
wait, and they will continue like want to date you and pursue you because you think you're emotionally connecting.
Connected, yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Like once you
Yeah.
have sex, it's either there or it's
That's
not.
it, right?
So on to the next.
I mean, it is a bit of a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation
Gotcha,
with
asshole.
women. Because
What
on
you
one
doing?
hand, there are definitely guys out there that
Oh
if
shit!
you sleep with them too
I'm
soon,
fucked
they're gonna
up. I
they're
got the
gonna
computer.
think a certain type of way about you. But also, if you make a guy wait, then you might start getting feelings for him, but he's just still after sex, and then he sleeps with you, he gets what he wants,
And
he's
he's gone.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's
So-
also
True.
you
Yeah.
can sleep on a first night, first date. But
They keep
if
coming
there's
back.
that connection,
Then they'll come
you
back
will
for some.
continue. He will continue pursuing and dating you versus like, oh,
Yeah.
she slept on the first date.
Yeah.
Like,
And,
Now,
and there's also scenarios
many
where if
of
you
them right
make a
there.
guy wait too long,
It's like,
then
bitch, I'm
They're
out.
like, bye.
then they're
wanna leave.
or they would have otherwise liked to have continued seeing you, but if you make him wait too long, he's gonna think, like, this is how I'll think sometimes. If a girl makes me wait too long, I'm gonna think she's playing a game. The only time where I feel like it
What
can
the
be kind of
hell?
justified to wait is
recoil is
if
rocket.
you're genuinely like that's been your standards
Book
for
right
all your
now.
previous men. But hold on, you've slept with 30 guys before, you've had a bunch of one night stands, you've had a hoe phase, and now you're gonna make me wait.
You're
playing a
right.
game now. And now it's a game. So
Yeah.
I'm already now I'm thinking, okay, let's play the game. Whereas if it's genuine, like if it's a girl who's a virgin, for example, okay, fine.
yeah,
But like
that's different.
then you're
though.
playing a game like now you're either I'm gonna think you're not that into me because you gave it up to this, you hooked up with this guy, no problem. You're gonna make so you're telling me that guy with the jerk, the asshole, you gave it to him the first night, but I'm the good guy. You want to make me wait 3 days,
But
4 days, 5
because
days?
you're a good guy, and like
Fuck
maybe
that.
they want to.
You should be rewarding the good men. I think that's how. But
Okay. Yeah.
Where they at? Where they at?
but I don't know.
He's like, I don't.
I don't. For me personally, I if a girl wanted to hook up quick, like I wouldn't view her like, oh, she's, because I think you can hook up.
Yeah.
No, but
kind of
I think
truck is this?
you can
Oh, it's
hook
that
up
one
with someone
thing.
relatively fast and still not have a high body count, because a lot of guys care about body count, right? So you can have sex with someone fairly quickly, but also be relationship minded. There's other indicators
Yeah.
of if you're what's that?
I said definitely.
Yeah, there's other indicators of promiscuity, and like of the I've had multiple long-term relationships. I dated a girl for 5 years. I had a 2-year one. I had a 1-year one. All those relationships,
Right.
it wasn't like let's wait 10 dates and then no, it was like within the first 1, 2, or 3
Exactly.
times we hung out, we had sex, and those were all long-term
Finished.
relationships. So I don't know, this idea of waiting in order to secure a guy
Exactly.
It doesn't
for a
work.
relationship, it doesn't work.
Holy
like if
shit,
he's
come
down
on.
for you, like
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you could do like a token, like maybe not the first time, but like, I don't know, if you
How
like
do
the
they
guy
come
and
If the vibes are right.
If that's your standard. Like some girls, they might genuinely like for all the guys they've ever slept with, it's like, hey, I want to know you. I want to know you for a month.
Yeah.
Then that's fair. But if you had a hoe phase, you've hooked up like a month ago, you hooked up with a guy first night. There's no way a guy might know, but I'm just like, it's for me, it's a rule. If you hooked up with a guy the first night a month ago.
How would you know?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't, but it's still
exactly.
Like to just thinking about it, like for you to have two sets of standards. Oh, okay, for this guy, first night, but then this guy who I actually want, who I want a relationship with, I'm gonna make him wait. I don't know. I feel like that's game playing.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about girls who like they'll f on the first night, but they're interested in you?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It still works.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's like
fine.
if there's connection, it will work. But if there's not, at the end of the day, you're just ripped up, ended quickly. You have sex, you don't connect. Okay, on to the next.
Yeah.
But you should probably, like, if you want something more serious, like you should probably have a sense of what that guy's looking for. So that's, I mean, there are women who will sleep with a guy. What's that? If that's what you want.
Like, just that's what's going on.
Damn.
What's the
got shot in the back too.
Like, what if you guys are just like buddies and like no one said what they want, but you guys are just.
Well, but what I'm saying is establishing these sorts of understandings
That's
before
when you
even
need to
sleep
talk about it.
sleep with someone first.
Yeah.
Like if your concern as a
Make
woman is, hey, I
your
don't want to rack
position
up a high
known.
body count, you can sleep with a guy relatively quickly, but you need to have a sense of where his headspace is at.
Yeah.
Also, if you're chasing after boys, like he's not going to commit to you. Also, you need a reasonable, and I think all the girls at this table, you know, because we'll have girls come on and they'll like say, I'm a 10. I think I'm a 10.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a reasonable self-assessment of your physical attractiveness, where you stand in terms of your attraction to fuck, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me play this. Tongue-tied here, guys.
Right.
If you don't
So
have a
fucked
reasonable
up.
self-assessment of where you stand in terms of your physical appearance, you're going to be chasing after a certain caliber of guy, and that caliber of guy is never going to commit to you. So if you think you're a 10, here's the thing, like a guy who's to use the numbers, right? A guy who's a 9 will gladly sleep with a girl who's a 7 or a 6 or a 5.
Right.
He's not going to ever commit to her for a long-term relationship, but he'll gladly welcome the easy access to sex.
Yep.
So if a woman is chasing after like a top-tier guy that's maybe more attractive than her, you might be able to sleep with him. It might be exciting. He might be really hot. He might be great in bed, but you're not going to get commitment.
Yeah,
And then you're actually kind of like kicking yourself, because then you start looking at the guys who are your looks equivalent. And all of a sudden, the guys that would otherwise be your looks equivalent, the guys that would be faithful to you in a relationship, the good, dutiful boyfriends, you're going to think you're settling for what is actually your equal.
Yeah.
And then you're just so. And it's pretty easy for women to sleep with like really attractive men. An average woman can sleep with a guy who's much more attractive than her, but like an average guy can't really sleep with a girl who's hot.
Yeah.
So we don't have the same opportunity to like ourselves, our wiring into like not being willing to settle for a girl that's like kind of on our level. So
I've actually seen a lot of bomb guys with like girls.
Yeah, because they just end up settling.
Well, men we date down.
Yeah.
Why? So no one steals your girl?
No, just like that's how it is. Because honestly, it's
so crazy
with social media and dating apps. Listen, a lot of you are gassed up. Have you ever seen a girl's Instagram comments on her Instagram?
Yeah.
Y'all be gassing each other up. Then you get you get a ton of DMs from guys.
Right.
You
That's
get
funny.
On dating apps, you guys get
They don't understand.
bombarded by guys. But these guys, a lot of these guys, you have to separate. So there's physical attraction and then there's relationship attraction.
Definitely.
So guys will sleep with you, but they might not want to be
with you
in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think women should only be sleeping with men that see you as
A relationship
like
material.
relationship. I mean, if you don't, I mean, look, you're free to do whatever you want, but
He's like, I don't care really. But
if you want, yeah, if you want to be the town bicycle and get run through, you can do it.
Bicycle. What a saying.
Everybody rides it.
Makes
like
sense.
the bikes that you ride on the beach.
they never heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's
But like,
yeah.
and I say this because
They never heard of that saying. That's crazy. Stop it. Stay.
The enemy holds the majority.
Damn. They got me. I didn't do it slick enough. Crazy how many C4s I gotta, C5s I gotta put on that thing to blow it up. Anyway. What? Oh, I was about to say, I know I didn't finish that whole video.
Really thinking merely pops out. PowerPoint. Are you trying to find out what she
hate that
thinks,
it
but she
says
doesn't want to
PowerPoint.
speak
I'ma
ill of someone
re-upload this
else
video.
or his work? No problem. Instead of saying, what didn't you like
what's
about
up,
it? Or
Isaiah?
how did she screw up? Ask
How you
instead,
doing?
how would you have done it? Or what would you have done differently? This phrasing takes the focus
I'm
off
over here
what the other
streaming on
person did
YouTube
wrong,
and Twitch right
and
now.
instead
The
asks
full
what
show
this person
playing
would have done to make
Battlefield
it better. But as
2042.
you see, you get the identical information.
Trying not to get killed.
Strategy
snap.
review. Just get her to commit to liking the idea,
I got my
person,
dog with
or
me.
object. Then, simply ask her how she thinks that it can be improved upon.
Whoa.
Section 3. Take control of any situation and get anyone to do anything. Succeeding in life is usually a matter of influencing the attitudes, beliefs, and thoughts of other people. This is not success through manipulation, but rather success through the application of specific psychological strategies. There's a big difference. This book operates under the premise that most people are good, decent, and honest. Of course, there are people who are not so great, and this book will protect you from them as well, so you won't be manipulated and taken advantage of. But as you know from your own life, often our fears and hang-ups get in the way of our doing what's right for ourselves and for others. Most people
got me.
want to help.
Come on, give me,
It
medic.
makes them feel good to do for others. So
Hey,
rather
thank
than
you.
force
God
people
bless
to
you,
bend
too.
to your will, this section shows you how to naturally bring out the pure and good desire and intentions of others to help you and to work with you. You can easily direct the behavior and thoughts of other people by your words and your actions. By changing the things that you do and say to others, you'll change their attitudes and behavior toward you. It's really that simple. People do not operate in a vacuum, but instead they think and behave in response to their world. Change their world, and you change their responses. Depending on the situation, you can use whichever strategies best apply. If you simply want someone to help you with something, and go to Chapter 17, Get Anyone to Do a Favor for You. If, however, you need to
Chapter
first change a
17.
person's mind about something, then you should go to Chapter 16, How to Get a Stubborn Person to Change His Mind
How to
About
get a
Anything.
stubborn person to change
These
his mind about
tactics are
anything.
designed
Chapter
to work
16.
alone and as part of an overall strategy that uses tactics
Holy
from the
shit.
various chapters and sections. Chapter 13. Get anyone to take immediate action in any situation. You are about to hear that by following a simple formula that uses 6 different psychological tactics, you can motivate anyone to take action
Got it.
anytime. This
Holy
powerful
sh-
strategy
what am I
about to be
getting shot by?
outlined virtually guarantees cooperation from anyone in just about any situation. 1. Limit options. The first thing you want to do is narrow someone's options before you present them to them. Conventional wisdom suggests that with more options, he is sure to find something that he likes and that this will motivate him to take action. The opposite is true. If what you want him to do has numerous alternatives, he will be less likely to choose any of them. Nobody enjoys being wrong, and we don't like to second-guess ourselves. Fewer choices mean that he will make a decision faster and be less likely to dwell on it afterward.
Exactly.
There is a well-known furniture chain that holds on to every customer order for 72 hours before putting it through to the home office. Why? Because it found that over 60% of people within 3 days of a major purchase will come back to change their mind about the color, a fabric, or
Exactly.
the design.
Buyer's
With
remorse.
too many choices, most people freeze and take forever to decide. And once they do make a decision, their brain often churns with, "Did I make the right choice?" Unless you're in a retail situation where competition mandates selection, offer no more than 3 options,
That's what I
with
gotta
2
do, yeah.
being ideal. No choices can
Yeah,
lead to a
rank those.
person's feeling his freedom is restricted and cause him to back off. Any option, even one, gives him a sense of empowerment, and you want him to believe that he's in control. 2. Give a deadline. Giving a deadline for action fulfills 3 separate and very important psychological motivations for fostering action. A task will expand or contract depending upon how much time you allow for it. The world operates on deadlines and expiration dates because if there is no immediate need to move forward, most people will not. It is human nature to wait until conditions become more favorable, or until we have more information, or until we are in a better mood before taking an action. It's important to give a clear-cut deadline and let the person know that the action must be taken now, because he may not have a chance to act later.
Exactly.
This also
I'm only
invokes
here
another
for 2
psychological
days. I'm
motivation
only here-
in that
I'm
we
only-
don't like
I'm
our
only in town
freedom
for
to
2
be
days,
restricted.
basically.
Whenever we are
Leaving
told that we
tomorrow.
cannot have or do something, we end up desiring it more. So by letting an individual know that he may not get the opportunity to act in the future, you create a
What
larger
up, what
incentive toward moving now. There is another well-known, though
Cool
less
tongue.
scrupulous retail store that puts sold tags on items that it wants to get rid of. They do it for this very reason. When we see a sold tag on something, we are unconsciously
Good. How
driven
about
to
you,
desire
man?
it more. Then when we find out that another just like it may be for sale, we jump on the opportunity to purchase it. Consistent with this law are numerous studies that show that human beings respond to that which is
I'm listening
scarce and
to-
becoming scarcer. I'm sure you find this to be true in your
Let
own
me see.
life.
It's
When
called
something
Get
is the
Anyone to Do
latest or
Anything.
hottest and everyone wants one, it becomes that much more
By
desirable.
David
And when
Lieber.
the window of opportunity to act continues to shrink, we are driven to desire it that much more. We place value on that which is scarce. Diamonds, gold, and oil are not essential to our
Sheesh,
well-being,
all
yet
right.
they are highly valued, but only because of the perception that they are scarce.
Exactly.
Think about it. Platinum is worth more than gold, and gold more than silver, and silver more than copper. All because of how much of it is available to us.
Exactly.
3. Use the law of inertia. Sir Isaac Newton first informed us that objects in motion tend to stay in motion, and objects at rest tend to stay at rest. He might well have added that people in motion tend to stay in motion, and people at rest tend to stay at rest. If you're able to get the person moving in the right direction, either physically or mentally, starting with something easy and or fun, he will likely continue to follow through.
Exactly.
Why is this so? Human beings have a strong need for consistency with their actions. Several studies in this area clearly illustrate how effective this psychological factor can be when applied to motivating a person. They show us that when someone is presented with a small request and subsequently does it, he is infinitely more likely to agree to a larger request, the thing that we wanted him to do in the first place, what we really wanted him to do. However, if he is not first presented with and subsequently doesn't complete the smaller request, then he has no unconscious motivation for consistency. Called the foot in the door technique, the following study demonstrates the tendency for people who have first agreed to a small request to comply later with a larger request. Friedman and Fraser, 1966, asked homeowners if they would let them place a huge "Drive Carefully" sign in their front yards. Only 17% gave permission. Other residents, however, were first approached with a smaller request. They were asked to put up a 3-inch "Be a Safe Driver" window sign. Nearly all immediately agreed. When approached a few weeks later, the homeowners were asked to place the gigantic sign on their front lawn. This same group overwhelmingly agreed. 76% consented to having the unsightly sign in their front yards.
Shit.
When we take a small step in one direction, we are driven to maintain a sense of consistency by agreeing to larger requests. Simply, those who had agreed to the smaller request had reshaped their self-concept to include the definition that they were serious about driver safety. Therefore, agreeing to the larger request was just doing something for a cause that they already and firmly believed in. Effective fundraisers know the number-one rule for raising money. The easiest person to get a donation from is someone who has given money before. PowerPoint. Music has an impact on the speed of our actions. Consider the study done by Milliman in 1982, which showed that slow-paced music played in grocery stores increases sales because shoppers walk more slowly down the aisles. The flip side of this is also true. Fast-paced music furnishes an unconscious motivation for acting quickly. Robele et al., 1985, found that if fast music is played while people eat, they respond with more bites per minute.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
Have fast tempo music playing in the background to increase the feeling and urgency for taking action. To increase the benefits of this law, try speaking faster. You will notice that if you ask someone a question slowly, he will respond the same way, and vice versa. Others will be guided by your sense of urgency, and speaking fast increases this feeling of necessity. 4. Expectation. The law of expectation states that people will do what you expect them to do. Speak and act directly, clearly, and confidently. Also take the appropriate corresponding physical action. Whether it's moving through the door, picking up a pen, or dialing the phone, people will respond to your assuredness and act accordingly. In other words, you can use more than just words. Use your actions as well to spark action. If, for example, you want someone to follow you, literally, begin walking without looking back to make sure he's coming. Your words and actions must convey confidence and expectation that the person will comply. 5. Processing information. It is crucial to this process to know how people process information. The good news is that we all do it in the same way. In my book, Never Be Lied to Again, I talked about this concept and how it gives us a dramatic insight into human behavior.
To the other book too, shit.
Remember before when we spoke about starting with something easy and simple to enact the law of inertia? Well, let's take a look at another application of this process. When it comes to doing something that we like, we do what's called single tasking. When we think about things we don't want to do, we do what's called multitasking. What does this all mean?
What do you say? Hold on.
Well, if you have to pay your bills but never feel like doing it, what are the thought processes you might go through? You think, I've got to get all of the bills together and organize them into different piles. Get out my checkbook, stamps, and envelopes. address each letter, write out the check, balance the checkbook, and so on. When it comes to doing something you enjoy doing, you internalize the steps in larger groups. For example, if you enjoy cooking, the steps might be go to the store and come home and make dinner. If you hated to cook, everything from waiting online at the supermarket to cleaning the dishes afterward would enter into the equation. Fine, but what's the practical use of this? Well, if you want someone to take immediate action, you're going to show him that it's simple and easy. If you want to discourage a behavior, you need only stretch out the number of steps into a long, boring, and arduous process. It's the same event, but depending upon how it's internalized, you'll generate a completely different attitude toward it.
Yeah, there's a tank down there
6.
too. I ain't going down there.
Additional incentive. But wait, that's not all. How many times have you heard this familiar phrase at the end of a commercial or late-night infomercial? The add-on is a highly effective tool for generating action, whether on TV, in person, or on the phone.
The add-on?
So use it. It's estimated that the use of this technique increases the response rate from these programs by as much as 35%. It gives the person an extra benefit for acting, and the most fascinating thing is that it almost doesn't matter what it is. Once you've presented your request by employing the tactics before, use an add-on. It can be any small additional benefit that the person gets for taking action now. For example, we can get ice cream. I'll have a loaner car for you. We'll go to dinner afterward, etc. You'll be amazed at how efficient this psychological tool can be. PowerPoint. The language that you use can also invoke the law of inertia. Seemingly innocuous words such as, while, and during are such powerful motivators that they are often used in hypnosis. Remember that when a person is already in motion, either in thought or physically, it's easier for him to continue. For example, if you want compliance, you're better off saying something such as, while we're out, let's go by Jim's house, okay? Instead of, when we go out, do you want to stop in and see Jim? Do you hear how easily the first sentence flows with the idea of seeing Jim? Strategy review.
So can I edit it?
Narrow a person's options to avoid extensive deliberation. Fewer choices mean that he will make a decision faster and be less likely to dwell on it afterward. Give a deadline for taking action. A deadline restricts freedom and increases our desire to gain what is rare and becoming scarcer.
Oh, hell yeah.
This greatly motivates us to move forward and to take immediate action. Engage the law of consistency by first having an individual commit to a smaller request. When we take a small step in one direction, we are driven to maintain a sense of consistency by agreeing to larger requests. Use your words and your actions to engage the law of expectation. Maximize the law of inertia by reducing what you want a person to do to simple, easy-to-follow steps to get him to begin moving in the right direction. Offer any small additional benefit for taking action now. This will significantly increase your chances of gaining compliance. Keep in mind that the #1 psychological rule that determines if someone will do something for you or even with you is that she must, to some extent, like you, and preferably trust you.
Right.
So listen to Chapter 1, Get Anyone to Like You, every time, in order to round out your psychological strategy for this section.
Chapter 14, Get anyone to take your advice.
There we go.
You've got a great idea, but nobody is listening to you. This can be extremely frustrating, but by following a specific psychological strategy, you can virtually ensure that anyone will listen to what you have to say. The 3 main factors of influence here are 1, emotions, 2, strategy, and 3, consequences. It's been clearly established through numerous studies that you need to appeal to a person's emotions in your attempt to persuade. No matter how rational and logical your argument is, if you do not arouse emotions, you will have great difficulty influencing him. 90% of the decisions we make are based on emotion. We then use logic to justify our actions. If you appeal to someone on a strictly logical basis, you will have little chance of persuading him. You need to translate the facts into an emotion-based statement and give clear and specific benefits that appeal to the person's emotions. Studies show that in addition to arousing strong emotions, you will be especially effective when you offer a specific game plan with a clear-cut course of action for a proceeding. When we are passionately motivated to take action and move forward, it is essential that we understand the direction and the method for proceeding. It makes us feel comfortable and secure knowing that the path is clearly lit and laid out. When you want someone to listen to your advice, provide more than just the desired destination. Also, give her a map for getting there. It has been shown that if you add to this how your idea will prevent negative or unpleasant consequences, you will be infinitely more successful in your attempt to persuade. Leventhal, Singer, and Jones, 1965. A well-known sweepstakes company used to have a slogan that said, "You can be a winner." It did very well with this for a long time. But then, I'm sure after consulting a psychologist or two, its slogan changed to, "You may already be a winner." This greatly increased their success. Why? Because now the person receiving this envelope became fearful that he might lose something that he already had. Throw out an envelope that contains untold riches? No way. This was different than gaining something new, as the old slogan implied. Now he risked losing something. This is a much more powerful motivator. Therefore, focus on what he will be saving himself from.
What am I listening to?
Heartache, money, energy, etc.
I'll show you.
Rather than what he has to gain from listening
It's called,
to you.
It's called Get Anyone to Do Anything. Look. See? It's by a doctor named David Lieberman. But it's pretty cool. It's like philosophy, psychology. I don't know. But yeah. Fuck off anyway.
Other psychological factors.
Nah. What you doing, man? I fucking went to sleep. I would have played on 2K. Y'all would have had to put me at center though, cause I don't think I can shoot right now. I ain't shooting. I ain't shot the ball in a while, so oh shit. Oh. Come on, man. Alright, whatever. Ain't nobody up here. Holy shit. Why they keep coming from back here for? Alright, whatever. Hold on. Let me switch back on. So what do you listen
to consider? People tend to respond more favorably to solutions if they believe the plan of action came from them. Try to remind someone that it was he who first had the idea or put you in the right direction.
Exactly. Make them think that they came up with the idea.
That this new way of thinking is really consistent with who he is. Remind him of other things he's done that are consistent with his current belief or action.
Fuck.
You may recall from the previous chapter that all human beings have an inherent need for order and consistency. If he views this as a continuation of his thinking and not a departure from it, you'll increase your chances of getting compliance. Nobody wants to hear advice from a know-it-all. One of the very best ways of offering advice is to let the person know that you don't believe you have all the answers.
Exactly.
You'll be perceived as infinitely more credible and sincere. A great way to phrase your advice is, there are things I think I know, and there are things I know I know, and this is something that I know I know.
Oh, I couldn't. I missed him.
Above all, remember, enthusiasm is contagious. The more excited and passionate you are about what you're saying, the more excited he will become about it. Follow this strategy for surefire success. But before you do, let's take a look at one of the biggest mistakes that people make when giving advice. This aspect of human nature is responsible for more stubborn thinking than anything else.
Dudes that fly these
Research in human behavior shows us that when we feel our freedom is being restricted or limited, we tend to move farther toward what is being limited. The name given to this is called reactance, and it occurs when we feel that someone is trying to limit our freedom. And it can be so powerful that Rodewald and Davison, 1983, found that people may do the opposite of what you are asking, just because of reactance. In situations that are likely to generate reactance, you will meet with great resistance if you promote a hard sell. No one will listen with an open mind to what you have to say if he feels he's being forced into it. And in fact, that makes sense. Why listen if you feel that your own wishes aren't being considered? Therefore, the best approach is to let the person know ahead of time that he has the final say on what he ultimately does. Then lay out the facts, presenting both sides, the pros and the cons. You'll hear in another chapter why this is necessary. And follow the rest of the tactics in this section. Strategy review. 90% of the decisions we make are based on emotion. We then use logic to justify our actions. You must arouse emotions in your attempt to persuade. Offer a specific game plan with a clear-cut course of action for proceeding. Add to this how your idea will prevent negative or unpleasant consequences. This is more effective than explaining what someone will gain by listening to you. If true, remind him how he is in some way the one who first gave you the idea. Let him know too that this new way of thinking is really consistent with who he is. Relate the things he's done that are consistent with his current belief or action. Don't come across as a know-it-all, and you'll be perceived as more credible and sincere in this situation. Remember that enthusiasm is contagious. If you're not excited about the idea, he will not be excited about it either.
Most men, if we found out, like even a drop-dead gorgeous girl that's looks-wise is way out of our league, if we know that she's promiscuous, major turn-off. At least for me, I would not want to sleep with her.
Why?
Because body count matters.
Why?
Why does body count matter? Well, there's a whole lot of reasons.
Okay.
I'll get to that. Did you want to come in really quick?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I have like a friend who's really, really hot, and she has a lot of boys. She's promiscuous. And I think every man who she's promiscuous with knows she's promiscuous.
Mm-hmm.
How old is she? 19. Well, here's the thing. Like, so me personally, I'm not interested in the one-night stand. It doesn't interest me. Even if it's an opportunity. Like, for example, Santa Barbara is a really touristy area. If I know a girl is just in town for the weekend and she might be down, and I've had this situation, I'm not interested. That doesn't interest me because, frankly, it's a waste of time for me. So when it comes to casual sex, one-night stands, short-term things, buddies, guys are going to be more willing to tolerate a promiscuous girl because, well, easy access to sex. But for when it comes to having a relationship, when it comes to marriage, then it's much more part of the calculus, so to speak. It's much more important.
Yeah, the visual effects.
So like the guys will hook up with her, and look, there are guys that don't care, but like most guys who I would say who have options, because there are some simps out there that have no options, so they'll take what they can get. But like if a guy can pick between a girl who's like more innocent and isn't promiscuous, they're gonna go for the non-promiscuous girl. I would much rather.
In your case,
in my case, give me. I know some of you don't like the rating system, but give me a girl who's a 6, who's not promiscuous, over a girl who's a 10, who's slept with 100 guys. That's the point I was kind of trying to arrive at. Is a girl who's like insanely good looking, a 10. If I know for a fact that she's promiscuous, I lose attraction.
Can get out.
I'm not
into
it.
What the fuck is going on?
I'm not into it. But even I would also say even for a one-night stand, most men would much rather, even for a one-night stand, would much rather get with like, this is a girl who's got like a low body count versus a girl who has a high body count, even for a one-night stand.
That's just like guys tell me the opposite.
What do they tell you?
They say
preference.
Yeah, I mean
that's like such a preference thing because I know so many guys who do want girls with higher body counts
for experience.
No, come on.
For experience,
I've had guys tell me being like, I don't want no virgins around here. Like, give me a girl who like knows what she's doing. I've had so many guys say that.
I think you live in an echo chamber, respectfully.
You think I live in an echo chamber?
Well, you're probably around your peers that are like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're surrounding yourself with guys that obviously think the same way.
You think I'm in an echo chamber that men want women who are not sexually promiscuous? Oh, excuse me for my semantics. Echo chamber.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm in an echo chamber because I think men don't want women who are promiscuous?
No, I'm just saying she's saying she knows men who are attracted to promiscuous women. I know men who are attracted to promiscuous women. And you're like over here shaking your head because you don't believe that that could ever exist.
No. Okay, so a woman can be physically attractive.
Okay, you don't have to explain this to me again. Like, you've explained this like 3 times. That like,
I haven't explained it to you 3 times, but...
Okay.
Whoops, I didn't mean to press that. My bad.
But like you have explained in thorough detail that a woman could be a 6 and have way less bodies and not be promiscuous, and you would be more attracted to her than like a really hot woman who had a lot of bodies and was promiscuous.
Sure.
Yeah. So I understand that.
That's your like preference though. That's like your
And
type.
we're saying right, but we know men who prefer slutty women.
Yeah.
Whether it's for a relationship or not.
Or like don't care about that.
There's
God damn, the snipers is shooting. Holy
there are
shit.
men who might find a woman who's promiscuous attractive. They might sleep with them.
Damn, I didn't have it.
You can't confuse sexual attraction for relationship attraction.
But we're not, because I'm saying I know men who know women like relationships wise. They want a woman who is very sexually experienced, and oftentimes that comes with a
Are they submissive men?
No.
Probably not.
No. There's no guy that.
They almost killed me.
Well, I shouldn't say there's no guys. Generally speaking, men don't care about a woman's sexual experience. It's attractive when a woman has less sexual experience.
Really? So you want a girl who's bad in bed?
No. That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And also, as a man, if you know how to lead, which, by the way, most women are attracted to guys who are dominant in the bedroom and know how to lead and know what they're doing. If you know what you're doing in the bedroom, you can take a girl who's a virgin and have fantastic sex with her. You can have great sex with her. Being inexperienced doesn't mean you're going to be bad in bed. So long as you're open-minded and enthusiastic, if you get with a guy who can lead you, he can teach you how to have great sex. Whereas most women don't want to teach a guy how to fuck them. Most women want guys who come pre-assembled. Women want men who just get it. Whereas men, we will gladly teach a girl if we know what we're doing.
What if
maybe
I'm like dating someone who's also a virgin? Like, I've talked to guys before who've been like, oh look, like I do want a girl who's very experienced, knows what she's doing. Like, and for me, like I know that when I was with my ex, as time went on, as the more we had sex, I became more like better at what I was doing. I understand what I was doing. I wasn't as scared. I was like more confident. But that, like from me to the very first time I had it, is completely different.
That's funny.
I'm like a completely different person.
That's funny.
Okay.
She's a demon.
So I'm just trying to, I guess, better understand the objection. So you think that men want women who are sexually experienced?
No, I'm just saying some men do. And I'm saying for you, if you want women who aren't like sexually experienced, that's fine. That's your preference. That's what you want. But there are some men out there who don't want that.
Sure, yeah. There's some men that don't care. But I would say, generally speaking, most men, if given the option, even for a one-night stand, would prefer the girl with most guys would actually prefer like a virgin for a one-night stand.
That is a really bold, generalized statement.
Yeah.
I would love to see like a stat on that. To say most men would want a virgin.
Most men would want a virgin for. I mean,
why?
Yeah, why would
I
they
just
want
to
a
know
virgin?
why? Like why does the body count matter?
For selfish reasons.
Like, would you want a virgin for, like, because virginity, for a lot of women, it's a pretty big thing, you know?
But guys don't think...
What up?
Guys wouldn't think that deep into it. When they hear virgin, they think of all the things that they can teach her. Like... But for a one-night stand, how much teaching are you doing?
Yeah.
Especially with a virgin.
The heck?
I don't think it's about teaching them. I think it's some weird fascination.
I mean, like, I get it if you're like in a relationship with a girl, but like a one night stand, that's like totally something completely
You gonna break
different.
it down for
You're
them,
both there for an exchange of sex and nothing else. And like, why are you gonna go in with a girl who has no experience, may be uncomfortable? I mean, it hurts for some people, and like, you're gonna go in there being like, oh, well, I want a virgin. Why? Like, why do you want to?
Because men are attracted to sexual purity.
But isn't that kind of like sickening if you think about it?
How is that sickening?
Because it's romanticizing pedophilia.
What?
But they're not kids. They're not kids.
Hold
They're
on.
not children.
We're talking about adult
That's
women.
crazy.
You can be sexually pure, and that can mean either not being promiscuous or
When
it
you
could be
think
a
of like the most pure thing is you think of children.
We're talking about
they'll
adult
do
relationships.
Yes, but it's still very
To
common for men who
justify.
are in adult relationships to look for stuff that remind them of pedophilia.
That's
Like,
absurd.
It's not absurd.
That is
it's just very
absurd.
hidden within like our culture and things.
That is ridiculous.
I agree with her.
It's very hidden. It comes with the stuff that's like, I want hairlessness. I want
hairless. A guy who has a preference for a girl who like is shaved or
Their
shaves her legs
body
is
hair in general.
pedophilic.
No, because it's
That's
when you
crazy.
think down to it, it's like, where do you see people who have no hair? Like actually naturally, it's
So
kids.
what about a woman who prefers a guy who shaves
That-
down there?
Like,
Couldn't
we're
that
talking
that could
about
just
guys
be?
who
So it's
say,
a
like,
double
I
standard.
don't want like body hair.
That's
on a
way
woman.
more of an obvious preference that guys have towards women than women ever have
with
towards
guy-
guys.
I've never heard a girl be
I've
like,
never heard a guy say. I mean,
like
a girl say that.
Like been like, oh, if a guy has hair, you know what? But I've heard guys.
I mean, and just talk.
Why,
think
but
about
why?
all the-
Why do you guys have to like? It's so funny. Whenever men have preferences, standards, or boundaries, it's
Right.
almost always met with this like vicious shaming. If a guy wants a girl who, like, shaves her legs, her pubic area, her armpits, that's pedophilia. Like that's crazy.
Sam made
That's
that as one
crazy.
example of hidden things in what men like.
Obviously, there's other things like, well, you want a girl who's hygienic. Obviously,
That's
there's other
not
ways.
There's hygiene.
What I'm saying is, there's many things that we have.
I mean, like,
built
look at the
in.
porn industry. A
Yeah.
stepfather fucks stepdaughter.
Like,
tell me
there's-
that's not pedophilic.
That's incest.
Stepfather. That's more incestuous than it is pedophilic.
But it's daughter, like a daughter.
I think a
like,
better example for the porn would be like freshly 18,
yeah,
like, blah blah blah.
virgin, blah blah, like first time gets broken in.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. It's,
Well, you're legally an adult at 18.
yeah, but
You don't see how that verges on.
like it's like you're waiting for her to turn 18.
We
like
as a
you're-
society have determined that there's a cutoff. That cutoff is at 18. At 18,
But you
are
think like right at
Hold
that
on.
day,
At
like
18,
her mindset changes, like she's a completely new person just because she turned 18. Like obviously, no, it's gonna take time for a young girl or young man, boy, to change. Obviously, it takes years. Like I feel like your brain isn't fully developed till you're 25.
But
It's
I
gonna
have a
take
question.
No matter what you feel,
Okay,
though,
you go
he's trying to take the
But
law.
that girl, that
what
freshly
she going to
18
jail
girl,
for.
and I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm just trying
That's
to
funny.
make it.
They be
fun.
making their own
But
shit up as they go.
She's in that bed with him making that video.
Obviously, the thing is, I'm not gonna be like, hey, look, you can't do that. If a girl wants to fuck a guy when
Yeah.
she's 18, who's 35 or like plus,
Right.
and she wants to do that, good for her. Like that's what she wants to do.
Oh,
but
now
I'm
it's
saying
good for her.
when
They-
the majority
the
of men
double
are
standard
seeking
is
out
crazy.
just girls who are 18 and freshly 18, it's like there's something
it's good
wrong.
for
And then
her
the
if
virgin,
it's
the
a
status
woman
of virginity
doing it.
and being a
That's crazy.
virgin and being these words pure and innocent, that evokes childlike nature. And you can't
fuck?
tell me that there's not something like young about this whole virginity. I want her to have her virginity. I want to break her in her virginity. Like
Break
why?
her?
I
What are you
would. I just
talking
want. Why do you want a
They
virgin
crazy.
And
so
the thing is,
badly?
it's such a double standard because you
How's
don't
it the
hear
double standard?
Because when have I ever hear girls been like, I want a virgin? It's so
men,
much more
do
common.
men and women want the same thing?
That dude was right there, like literally right in front of me. That's crazy. Oh shit. That's what happens when you reload. I thought nobody was gonna get me.
Enemies attacking Bravo 1.
On that note, give me like 5 minutes real quick. I'll be right back. Sheesh. Motherfucker. I could have swore I had him too. That's crazy.
So up until very recently, DNA testing, that's a very new thing. If a woman has 10 husbands and she's sleeping with all of them, say this is 40, 50 years ago, and she's sleeping with all of them, who's the father? You don't know. However, if a man has 10 wives, you know who the father is in all those, and he's sleeping with all of them. You know who the mother is, you know who the father is. So men have this, and this is one of the reasons why it matters more to men. We have this evolutionary psychology, evo-psych basis for wanting a woman who's not promiscuous, because a woman who's promiscuous, you can't guarantee, if she's sleeping with a bunch of guys, you can't guarantee that you're the father of the child.
Can't you break that evo psych? Because like we break certain evo psychs from the past where it goes
we're social creatures. Like we've evolved from that.
Yeah, like we're not killing people with our bare hands still. Like obviously you're gonna evolve with that.
Why are women attracted to tall men? Why are women attracted to tall men?
Probably because they feel like it's someone who can like protect them. Yeah.
But that has an evolutionary psychology basis.
Yeah, but
a guy who's physically strong, who's physically large, is more capable of protecting you. That's why women are attracted to tall men.
Okay, I'm not going to speak because I do know there's some women who like only want tall men.
Most women prefer tall men. Most women. I'm not saying all.
I mean, like, there's not that many tall men out there, so it's kind of like.
That's his point.
Most men are taller than most women.
Yes, obviously most men are taller than
most women would have an issue dating a guy who's shorter than you, for example.
Yeah.
Okay, why? That has absolutely that has less of an impact on who you are as a partner than does someone's body count. Yet women care deeply about someone's height.
It wouldn't like bother me because I literally said
you date. How tall are you? 5'4"?
Yeah.
You date a guy who's 5 feet? Be honest.
5 feet, 5 inches.
5 feet.
Well,
yes.
5 feet is. Like
exactly.
Like I feel like I wouldn't even meet a guy that's 5 feet. Like I'm talking about like
I'm trying to use like a more extreme example to kind of get to the point.
That's not like a real life example though. Like a real life example would be like if I met a guy who's my height, and that could be possible. I mean, it would still be.
You would still prefer to date a guy who's taller though, correct?
Yeah, who's at least like. I mean, honestly, if you're eye level, it's fine. Like if you see like she pulled up Tom Holland and Zendaya, like that's still a really cute couple, and like. She's taller than him.
Okay, sure. But would you agree that generally speaking, most women, 50% or more of women, have a preference for men who are taller than them?
Yeah, and most men are taller than them. So how is that an issue? Because most men will be. The average height for a guy is 5'8". The average height for a girl is 5'4".
But they don't have that preference. They don't have a preference for taller men because it happens to be the case that most men are just naturally taller.
It does happen to be the case. Most men are naturally taller.
Yes, most men are naturally taller.
Yeah.
But that's not why. It's not because there's a lot of men that are naturally taller than women that women are attracted to that.
All right.
I mean,
women are attracted to tall men because it comes down to protection, provisioning. A guy who's physically bigger, who's physically taller than you, is more capable of protecting you.
When I'm fishing out for a guy, like if I'm like looking for a guy, I'm not going to be like,
It's not even something women intellectualize.
Right.
Also, I feel like I don't think height can be like a make or break for women. Like if they like someone, I think height won't be an issue. Whereas with this whole virginity thing, it seems like it's like a make or break. You will only take a virgin.
Damn.
No, I never said
or
that.
Or these men will.
Well, the guys in the chat probably.
Were they saying no hymen, no diamond? Is that the fucking saying?
Yeah,
that's funny.
So like certain stuff like that.
Funny.
I mean, like the whole key thing was brought up about how like. I mean, I'm not like saying.
No hymen, no
like,
diamond, baby.
Like, I'm not gonna have a high ass body count if I want a guy who like.
But I mean, like I guess why even most women themselves don't want to be promiscuous. So it's just like why defend?
Well, I'm not trying to defend promiscuity. I'm trying to like understand. I was fine with the whole like you saying like you want a low body count, but the thing that like made me upset was the whole
virgin thing.
No, where it's like you can have a low body count, but I don't have to. Like because that's a double standard. In my
or you mean a high body count?
Or yeah. Like where it's like you have to have a low one, but I don't have to have a low one. That's what like I was like, well, what? That's like not fair.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily hypocritical. I don't think it's hypocritical to, and I'm maybe beating a dead horse here. I don't think it's hypocritical to desire something in a partner that you yourself do not possess. Like, I want a woman who's really feminine.
Right.
I'm not feminine, but I want a feminine woman.
But that's not something that you guys can both have the same thing on. Like, I mean, like, if you think about it, like, body count is something that you guys are, like, it's like, that's another example. Like, working out, that's something that you guys both have an experience. Like, it's a thing that, like, you guys experience. It's not like something that you carry on physically or something like that.
Okay.
What is that?
Did you want to come in?
No.
Oh, okay. Did you have something else? I mean, I don't. I need to get through a little bit more of the body count stuff. So, there's also an STD risk. That's why men care about body count too.
Well, I get that. That's like a whole different
I mean, men and women can both care about that. Certainly,
that's totally like
the
a
more
different thing.
the more promiscuous you are, the greater likelihood of getting an STD.
That is very true.
So that's a thing.
But that's both sides.
Yeah. Obviously.
Yeah, that's both sides. But that's one reason why men care about body count.
I mean, I understand why they care about body count. I just was not getting the whole thing about like the whole where it's like you have to have the low one and I don't.
Well, I mean, it seems like you don't agree with me, which is fine, but I've already basically given you my position. That my position is you need not have the same traits or characteristics in yourself that you desire in a partner. And you think it's different, and perhaps you disagree. I don't know if we'll find common ground on that front. So I don't know if I have not convinced you on that. So I'll just keep it moving. Okay. But the other thing is a reputational thing. If you're dating a promiscuous girl and all your buddies hooked up with her, it's like a reputational thing too. Also, if I'm close, like if you're like in business, right? And this is a shitty example. This is not a good one that's going to convince anybody. But it is reputational. Like, nobody wants to be with a girl and maybe you guys feel the same way. Like, you don't want to get with a guy and all your girlfriends hooked up with him.
Yeah, no, of course not.
So like, we don't want a girl.
But if it was like a girl who had just come to town, she didn't have any ties to other people, and she happened to have
100 bodies.
I feel like that's extreme.
Not 100.
Hey,
but
I know some 19-year-old girls. Actually, I know a 17-year-old girl with 100 bodies. Well, I don't know her.
Is she okay? Like, is there something?
Is she okay?
I think actually you might know her. I think it's either Tristan or Luke's.
Yeah, it's like
one of their
she know a bunch of them.
They just graduated high school. And do you know? Tristan.
What about Tristan?
He knows a girl. I don't know her. He knows her. He told me about her. He knows a girl, 17's, like, slept with 100 dudes.
Damn.
Okay. In any case, doesn't matter. I know a 19-year-old girl that slept with 100 dudes. Like, so it's not that out there. But continue on.
Oh, I was just saying, I don't know. That's pretty crazy if a girl has like 100 body counts at the age of 17.
What? No, you were saying reputationally. What if she was just new to town? I mean, it's just reputation thing. I mean, it's reputation. The big thing is that. Okay, there's kind of like three major things. So the more sexual partners you've had, the more promiscuous you are, the greater likelihood of infidelity. The more promiscuous you are, the greater...
That goes both ways.
Sure, but that's why it matters to men. The greater likelihood of infidelity, the greater likelihood of reporting relationship dissatisfaction. Also, pair bonding. Your ability to pair and bond with someone after you've had so many previous boyfriends and relationships and experiences and baggage and fights just continually starts to get chipped away as you continue to have more and more partners.
What the?
Okay. I see like
they don't ever want to hear none
of.
Oh, okay.
For the most part, besides the double standard thing for like where it's just applicable to women, the part I don't think that resonates is that the verbiage you're like, this isn't the type of verbiage that most guys who are like, I want a virgin are using. The most guys that are like, I only want a virgin, it's not for these reasons that you're bringing up that are like valid points. It's because they have this obsession with virginity that I'm like, I don't understand. Do you get what I'm saying? Like the majority of these men,
I don't know.
I don't think they know these. What?
When you say these men, I'm not sure who you're referring to.
Mainly people in the chat.
Boy.
I don't. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
But
man. People in the chat.
The pair bonding thing is the big one. once you've had a ton of relationships, once you've had a ton of partners, you lose your ability, and also if you view sex as this casual thing, you decouple intimacy from sex. That's how a lot of people bond. One of the big ways people bond is through sex. And if it's a sport to you, if it's just sport fucking, if sex to you is just like a handshake.
Damn.
If it's just nothing to you, then
you punched him though.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that either. That's something.
If it was just like a handshake,
to, like, have
that's
someone
funny.
who just think sex is just like a one night type of thing. Like obviously, I want someone who views sex as a very intimate.
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, a high body count, it's an indicator of her general attitude towards sex. It tends to suggest that sex, it's not something particularly intimate to her. It's rather sport, pleasure, excitement. So greater likelihood of cheating. High body count equals high probability of cheating. It's it's also
That's
like
crazy.
If you're number 51, it's just like, I don't know, the first moment that there's a difficulty or a rough patch in the relationship, if you're number 51, she's gonna be like, you know what, new answers, new guy, I'm out. Someone with a high body count is much less likely to stick it out in a difficult part of a relationship.
Jackson super chatted $50. You don't understand the virginity thing because you could never fathom being tricked into raising a child that isn't yours.
Yeah, so
we have DNA tests for that now.
That doesn't undo.
Exactly.
It doesn't
what kind of
undo
response
the
was
gut
that?
feeling that men have when it comes to promiscuous women. I don't think women can't really empathize with this because women
can't. It's crazy.
You can't, like, a guy can't commit I suppose it would be called maternity fraud on you, but it's a very real fear for a man to, like, say with a partner that he wants to have a child with. It's a very real fear that if he has a kid with, or thinks he has a kid with that woman, but the kid's not his. Women, that can't happen to a woman. If you get cheated, like, you cannot, if you have a kid, you know for a fact that kid is yours. If a man has a kid, absent a paternity test, there's no way to, with certainty, know.
Damn. They snuck up behind me.
Okay, so that's an evolutionary psychology reason why, like, it's in our gut why it matters, why promiscuity matters. A promiscuous woman, she's more likely to cheat. She could. It's just innate.
I mean, I'm trying to grasp, like,
why
how being a virgin
he got so much patience
would make it more possible.
That's funny. What is it, like every weekend is double XP? I think that's how it's been, like, for real, since the game came out. Which is nice. I'm not complaining. I think more games should do that. Just every weekend, just be double XP. You know? It's not a bad solution. Some games be having double XP, be acting like they ain't giving it to nobody.
Charlie Foxtrot, here we come.
You may know Nordic weapons. Perhaps you have one waiting in your locker right now. Their claims of being a neutral party are false. We've discovered that they are the primary artillery provider for the American offensive.
Or even
Reconnaissance has narrowed down the location of the Nordic factory to a remote Scandinavian mountain. But U.S. forces know we are coming.
for a relationship, would any of you want to date a guy who's a virgin?
I don't necessarily care as long as you're trying to make sure we're both having a good time.
What?
Okay, sure.
Like you can like work on
What kind of
things
answer
or
is
get
that?
good at things, but if you're not trying, then
Okay, what about you?
I did date a guy that was a virgin, and it was because he was really nice and really sweet, and like he was boyfriend material, and like I didn't know he's a virgin until like a certain point.
Okay.
And then
Until you
once well, no, I knew before we had sex, and then once we had sex, like it was fun, because then I know what I like, so it was easier to like tell him what to do, what I like. When other times when you're with a guy that is experienced, they don't even know what they're doing. Like how the guy that was a virgin, I've had way better sex with the guy that was a virgin than guys that have had experience, and it's like how?
Is someone saying that the black-haired girl mic isn't working? Is that guy just trolling?
Me?
No, her, because she's not talking. I think they're just.
You gotta talk to your mic.
Yeah, I don't know what.
We have like all black hair except for one. So which black hair girl?
I think they're talking about her. She's not talking.
You're taking this pretty easily.
That's so funny.
Guys, is her mic not working? Can you just speak?
Hi.
Come on.
Hi, how are you? This is the Whatever podcast.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Is her mic on, guys? So just really quick, yes or no? Would you date a virgin? Get with a virgin?
Damn.
Probably not. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't even know. I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
guess
don't
it
know.
Yes or no?
depends.
Yes or no?
Okay, I guess no.
I am dating one.
Oh, see?
Wait,
Well, now was.
Oh.
What?
But like,
Are you guys
You know
having
what
good
I mean.
sex?
Yeah.
You took his
That was
virginity.
I do. Well, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't talk about this stuff.
But you
in
wait, just
public.
but of course, how can you say you don't know when you just said that he was a virgin?
No. I'm
When
just
you
saying,
met.
like, I don't like. Yeah, I did. But I'm saying, like, I don't know how to talk about this stuff, especially like in a public setting. That's why.
Okay, go ahead.
I prefer not, but if the guy didn't tell me, I would just go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between men and women, because for a lot of men, a woman who's a virgin is a
It's like,
prize.
Yeah.
That's
Like
a prize
big
for a woman.
yeah.
That's
For
what
a
my
man,
mom
rather.
tell me.
That's what her
My
mom told
Chinese
her.
mom
That's funny.
make sure I don't break my virginity before marriage, and like she literally
Let's
said,
go.
your
I'm getting
husband
some
won't
kill.
treat you as good if
What
you
gun
are
is
like,
this?
as a
It's
virgin.
working.
Sorry, mom.
Wait, did we go all the way around on how many dates until you sleep with a guy? I don't know if we.
Well,
I
you
think we got
didn't
to-
finish.
Yeah, we'll continue on with the conversation, but go ahead. How many dates?
I don't know. I can't be a hypocrite because I've slept with someone the first night I met him. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I haven't been on enough dates to answer this.
But don't.
But the thing is,
Not dates, like just how many. How
Hangouts.
long? You could say
Yeah,
a
hang out.
month. What? Just give us something.
A range.
Whatever happens, happens.
Just give
Like-
it.
So
Give
is
us
this the
something.
first night? It's the first night? Is what you're saying?
I mean, I wouldn't prefer it, but like maybe like 3 months.
3 months, you'll make them wait?
Sounds like a lot of
I'm
work.
not waiting 3 months. Fuck
Okay.
that.
What about you?
That's crazy. That's too long.
Okay, Brian, don't hate me. I think
I'm not
I'm
even going 3
very
dates.
similar to the one you just described. Is
One
I
and
categorize
done.
my boys into 2 categories.
Mm-hmm.
One is I'm super attracted to their look. I usually like second or third time I see them.
Exactly.
And then
Second
they
and
only
third
come
time.
over to my place.
Or first, most
Stay
of the
over
time.
for a night and then leave. I don't go to public or like don't hang out with them. No dinner afterwards.
Damn.
Cannot be seen public together after this.
He's
But
cool.
another type of guy
That's
is
funny.
the guy I maybe will have a lot of mutuals, or I see any slight potential that he can be my boyfriend. I will let him wait. But the thing is, like, I'm not looking for like relationship right now. So sorry to all these guys. I'm not gonna you guys at all.
Wait, hold on. You're not looking for a relationship right now?
So you won't even
Yeah.
do like links either?
So you
Sneaky links?
They come and go. You guys
What?
come over
I don't know
and
what they
you can
talking
leave,
about.
or you stay for a night and leave the next day.
wait.
No breakfast.
No.
So
Out the door.
okay.
About to
So
say, what was that?
you said you do categorization. So some of the guys, you said that you invite them to your house No first meeting in
There
public.
is first or second meetings.
First.
Yes.
At your house.
Outside dinner and stuff.
But you said that you don't do the.
And ever like after that dinner or meetup, it is strictly to my house.
Strictly
She
to
said
your
we're not
house.
going
Yeah.
nowhere. You can't see
Wait.
me.
What? Okay, so.
She doesn't want to be seen in public with them. You're going straight to the house.
Yeah.
From there, and then you never talk to them again, or that's
That's what
just
she's saying.
always how it is.
There's no point of talking. In my opinion, like
That's
sometimes girls just want to have sex and then not, because the more we talk, girl gonna build emotions, and I'm super emotional. I would just
Damn.
fall in love with a guy if he's like super caring. So I prefer not talk with you. Like I keep distance with you.
You said super what? If he's super what?
Like he's like super caring. It's like, oh, I bring you soup, I bring you flowers. Like no. I will like grow feelings.
You will fall in love.
Yeah, I will fall in love, and I don't want that.
You don't want that.
Yeah.
Opens the
Why
door for
not?
you.
What if he's like your dream person?
Then that's falling into the second category. Is if that's my dream person, then I'll have him wait a little. If I'm ready for a relationship.
You'll make him wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But can you
If she
explain?
likes
It seems very methodical. The guy comes over, and then
Bing,
you
bing, that's it.
get out.
Yeah, he can
But guys
get out.
are like
What
that
about
too.
cuddling? Do you cuddle for like 10 minutes?
I
after?
actually don't like cuddling because it's so warm. Do you guys like cuddling?
I like cuddling. Literally,
I
my
love
sneaky
it.
link. Literally, last night
That's
my
funny.
sneaky link was like, "Come cuddle, come cuddle," and I was like,
Obligatory
Okay, sure.
post-sex
It's not a
cuddling.
sneaky link because y'all are catching
That's funny.
things.
Because I feel cuddling is overrated. Because when you guys both fall asleep, you're gonna fall that separate because it's warm. It's not that comfortable.
"What do you mean? You don't
love
like
the
being
What
warm?"
about just like the 10 minutes post-sex cuddling, then you kick
And
them
then you
out?
leave, yeah.
Yeah, I prefer to
The
go take shower or
aftercare.
take a
Oh.
pee first and then go back to
Oh,
cuddling.
to clean up.
Okay.
The,
Yeah.
Same.
Clean it out. You know.
Otherwise, you get UTIs.
Yeah.
Literally.
Damn. Oh, they are
So-
shoot.
But you don't like the guy. Well, I'm with you on that. Like, even honestly, even if with a girl I've been seeing for like a year or two, I don't want her to sleep over. I don't want her to sleep over.
Brian.
Bro, I value
You're like,
my
"Get
sleep.
out."
I value my sleep. Like,
Taurus, and he doesn't sleep or take
Yeah.
snaps. But I value my sleep also.
you know what?
Beauty sleep?
With my wife,
Important.
separate beds.
No way.
Actually,
I
yes.
would-
I would
Or
same room.
California
That's crazy.
size
you guys
king
have
size
enough room
California,
to be
so
on-
that way there's enough
Yeah.
space for the activities,
big,
and
yeah,
then also
big.
you stay on your
Yeah.
side, I stay on my side,
It's
and we're
crazy.
both just zoned
Separate.
out.
Yeah, I only have
Yeah.
a queen, so even a queen, it's just
It's too small.
it's too,
It's
it's
too
not
small.
enough.
Holy
It's not
shit,
enough.
bro.
Put him
But,
on the couch.
And trust me, I've dated some quiet.
That's our guy.
Quite a what?
I've dated.
Damn, he got sniped like
What does
a
that mean?
Some, like,
You.
I've dated
you
some
said-
quiet. I'm kidding. I've dated some quiet women.
Oh, what does that mean?
Like they're just
Like girls that are quiet.
don't
that
even
mean?
budge during sleep. Don't snore.
oh.
Even then, it with
You
my
can't.
sleep. I can't
Yeah.
do it.
Just
They're
the
because
thought
they're in your
of knowing-
space.
Yeah.
They're in your bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bubble.
Goddamn.
Although, like, you know what's crazy though? I feel like if I kind of push through that initial, I have had
Kill me.
girlfriends that
Good, okay.
I can actually like sleep, like spend the night with or whatever.
Right.
But
He just lays that nice thing at the ceiling.
He's doing
Having so many
chess
thoughts in his
matches.
and they be trying to wake me up and shit in the morning. I'm like, no, man, I'm
They're
trying
like,
to
make
sleep.
me
Both of them.
breakfast, give me coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn. All right, let me do some. Wait, okay,
I'm
so
with you on sleep.
Yeah.
so that was a
And
very
we- and
interesting
they say-
answer. You don't
But it
want to
makes
catch
sense.
feelings. You don't.
Because I
Damn.
when
You
I'm
tell
in
that to
love,
guys.
I
when
just
you're
was
in love or
aiming
what?
down there,
You slash
too.
tires.
absolutely retarded.
You're retarded when you're in love.
Very retarded. I'm just like so focused in love, and I cannot do anything like work and career.
It's wife
So-
material right there.
I feel that completely.
Everybody
But-
knows you never go full retard.
I mean, a true love feels good and all that, but this is not the time for me to fall in love. I need to focus. That's why.
Focus
I
on
just-
what? Getting.
Right. Passed around. But. Oh, We didn't take this one yet? Alright. Oh shit, he in combat already. Let's see if we can get a dog or a vehicle or something.
Ranger deployed at my marker.
They got me in the back. Oh, I tried to jump over. Almost.
Our forces have taken a substantial blow.
Ain't doing too bad right now. Sheesh. Help me. Help me, please. Help me, please.
Do you consider a high body count?
If I'm looking for a wife, I don't want her to have been with like more than 5 to 7 guys personally.
Okay.
Yeah. Why are you laughing over there?
Yeah, do you guys have?
I mean, just
I
be
think
single
it's
forever,
man.
Like, it's,
Well, no, we live in California. Like a lot
Yeah.
of, I'm very rare. Like my standards are very different from a lot of guys here.
No, I totally
you know?
understand that.
Oh
So,
God, I'm
like,
gonna die.
Most guys here probably aren't gonna care as much as I do.
Well, it's not. Yeah, I think that I'm just thinking of it in my own perspective, and it's just like I'm so far beyond that. Like that.
Damn.
Like that just doesn't even cross my mind anymore.
What doesn't cross your mind?
Like body count or like how many people you've
Alright.
been with. Like
Let's
that
see
is so
when he
just
asks
not in my
her
range of
what
thought
she's gonna
because
say.
I'm not thinking about that. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of people like as a person, how they are, and I don't care about who they've been with or like what they've done in their past. That
You don't?
I don't care about what they've done in their past. Actually, that really doesn't bother me at
Okay.
all. Like
What
like,
about? Let me
truly.
just come in real quick on this. What about? Would you date a guy who previously slept with prostitutes?
Yeah.
No issue there.
Right?
That's not.
It's like, yeah.
That's really not an. Yeah, that's not an issue for me at all.
That's an issue for me.
But that's
those are legal
women, Those are women. Those are women that have slept
He
with.
said
like,
that's a
hundreds
legal
of
issue.
Yeah, but that doesn't that doesn't change who they are as a person. And if
Yeah,
I'm
does
like,
you paid for
if I'm,
sex.
If I'm like, if I love them and who they are, and
Melee.
That is part of who they are is their
Yeah.
career, right?
well, yeah. But
Right?
he's saying if they had paid for
Unprotected
prostitutes,
sex
if
with
They
like.
hypocrites,
for the
that's
guy.
all.
I
They
mean,
just
like,
don't know
I
how
want
to answer
whoever I'm
that
gonna be
question.
with.
Can I share with you why I care about this?
Yeah, but like, let me finish my thought.
Yeah,
if
go
I
for it.
care about who they've been with,
Yeesh.
like, of course I want them to be safe.
Yeah.
I want them to be tested.
I
Everybody
killed
that I've
that
been with, like,
motherfucker.
I want them to be safe and tested and make sure they don't
Before he got
have
me.
any STIs or anything. But yeah, I don't care about that.
Can I jump in real quick?
Yeah, of
That's a
course.
huge deal breaker. Like, no freaking way. Like,
If the guy
has
slept
been with a
prostitute.
I mean, like, dude, if you want to get with someone, can you not get with someone without paying for it? Like,
Damn.
come on.
Okay.
Come on,
It's a
then.
fair point.
Yeah,
What-
I get
what's
what you're
wrong-
saying.
what's
It's just
up
like
with you?
everybody's like, I don't know.
So
It
let me
doesn't
let me
really
share
bother
with you.
me.
Let me share with you why it's
Yeah.
important to me is they've done studies, and for both sexes, the more sexual partners a person has, the higher the likelihood of divorce later on. And I think it's because the more people you sleep with, I think it desensitizes your body and soul and mind to pair bonding, right?
Okay.
So like when you have sex with somebody, you release oxytocin, and that causes the two of them to bond with one another, right? I think the reason why there's a higher divorce rate, the more people that someone sleeps with, is because that like pair bonding is blunted. I really want like a rock solid marriage. Like I really want you know, to be a good father. I want my wife to be a good mother. I want us to be good spouses to one another. And that's like part of the reason why I'm saving myself for my wife moving forward,
right?
You know? And I came from a divorced family, and it was like the worst divorce like ever. Like it was so brutal, and I just like don't want anything like that. So for me, it's really important in that way.
Yeah, I definitely respect where you're coming from. I could 100% see that. I think that the reason that the people that have been with more people are more prone to divorce is because people that have more experience and have more sexual partners see what they like more and tolerate less bullshit. In my opinion, they come across something that is not okay with them, and they'll leave the relationship. Like, and I identify with that. Like when I was 19, I dated. When I was 18, 19, I dated.
I don't even know why I switched.
5 years. It was completely not right for me because I thought that was who I was supposed to be with. You know, I've already, you know, my body count was what, 2 at that time. I was like, I'm going to stay with him forever. We've been together 5 years. This is who I'm supposed to be with. And I put up with so much bullshit that I absolutely should not have. And, you know, leaving that relationship and getting more experience in different relationships has like made me learn what I should and shouldn't tolerate. And now I really don't put up with anything that I shouldn't. And that's because I've learned that you'll find somebody new and you'll find somebody that you're going to want to be with. So there's like 2 sides, you know what I mean?
That's a
There's
very
like
fair point.
multiple sides to that, and I definitely
point.
respect where you're coming from. And like,
so are you going to hope that the person that you're going to be with at some point hasn't slept with more than 7 people than you?
He wants a virgin.
Yeah.
Ideally.
Yeah.
Good luck. I mean, not because of your situation, but good luck.
Honestly, like if that's genuinely something that you're
I got
looking
him
forward
scared
to,
though.
like, more power to you. But I think maybe you should search in your heart for a little bit more empathy.
I don't think it's about empathy.
I feel
that. Why can't that just?
Empathy.
But why can't that just be his preference?
It can be.
Exactly.
I maybe my personal views are going into that, but that's just me, I guess.
I feel like people who have slept with less people, like one thing about them that could be a fact is that they're just really picky.
Yeah.
Like they just are not interested in sleeping with people they don't connect with. Right? Like,
that's exactly it.
It's just not fun.
It.
Like,
yep.
What's the point of hooking up with someone if you don't really like them and you don't feel really connected?
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's also a fair point that people sometimes just want to like have fun. And if that's fun for them, I have no judgment at all. But then I also think there's a lot of people, especially people who come from different cultures.
Damn, I saved him.
Think of sex as something a little more formal, a little more love-driven, a little less physical, and a lot of emotional stuff. And like, maybe it means some sort of commitment. Like, I'm from China. So in China, the unfortunate thing is if a girl has any kind of body count, then bye-bye. Like, you're not marriage material. Like, that's over. Right. And China's not a religious country, right?
Why do they do that? Why do they look at it that way, in your opinion?
Oh, they're just like, oh, she's a slut. That's just how people think.
Okay.
Right? Whereas if a guy, like, does whatever, then it's just whatever. It's the same thing.
Wait, so they don't have the same standard for men in China?
No, it's always a double standard. It's like, oh, if you're a dude and you don't smoke, then you're a weak man. But if you're a woman and you smoke, oh, you better hide that. Right? It's always like that.
Let's just go around the table really quick on this one. Should body count matter?
No.
Watch the answers when you ask them.
I get that
What's
it can be
body
a preference
count?
for some people, and I totally respect that. But for me, it's not a preference. And for the people that I date, it's never even come up in conversation. It's not a preference because that just like doesn't really fall in line with like something that matters to me. So no.
I would say it's like I'm a little bit of
both. No, OG is over there.
No.
Somewhat, yeah.
So I think it depends on what kind of society you want to build.
You said somewhat, yeah.
Right. So like one of the problems I see in the world right now are all the broken families. There's a lot of kids that grow up without fathers.
I got
the
it.
Divorce rate in California last I saw is like 55%. I think that's a bad thing. And the statistics on like divorce in comparison to body counts, if a girl, if someone is a virgin when they go into marriage,
another one.
There's like a 5 to 10% chance that it's going to end in divorce. And I think it was if the body count is above 15, there's like a 50% chance that the couple is going to get divorced.
But that's not the only factor.
It's not. However,
there's so many other factors going into that. I understand.
You're right.
That's gonna be.
You're right. But if this is the average of people's body counts and stuff, like that's a big deal. 50% of people getting divorced versus 5 to 10, like that's a huge deal.
But what about after they're already married for like 5, 6, 7, 8 years and they just spice things up?
Might want to.
They got to kind of spice things up in the bedroom, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is why a lot of relationships break, is because they get into it too quick, and then they, you know, put all their eggs in one basket, and they haven't really got a chance to really experience themselves sexually with other people. They don't know their limits. They don't know what they're really into. So they get with a partner they've been idolizing their whole life, and now they're with that partner. Everything's great. 2, 3 years, 4 years down the road, you start having urges for this type of broad or that type of broad, and not everybody, but a lot of people. And that's why marriages nowadays don't really last, because people have this big fantasy in their mind about what they eventually want to achieve, and when they finally so-called achieve it, a couple years into it, they're like, they figure out they want to go this way or want to go that way, or not, maybe not sexually, you know, another dude or another girl on girl, but I mean, they might be into something their partner's not. And they find that out 3, 4 years down the road. And then now you have, you know, cheating and, you know, pent up feelings and texting somebody else. And so, I mean, you kind of really want to figure yourself out first before you kind of commit to something that heavy to where that's like, there's a drawbridge, that's it. This is the perimeter, can't go outside of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%. Like,
good way to put it.
What I can't remember, one of you was saying, talking about, I think it was you, Ashley. You were talking about how like being with different men has helped you understand what it is that you want.
Yeah.
Like that totally resonates. Like for me, like the type of woman I want now is so different from who I wanted when I was like 20.
Right.
And if I had gotten married to a girl when I was 20 years old, like it probably would have been the wrong one, and we probably would have ended up getting divorced. Like there's totally merit to what you're saying, 100%. I think it comes down to like people being clear on who they are.
Crazy right now.
Like who you are at 18 isn't the same person that you're going to be at 26. And I don't know, like
a ninth place.
Yeah, people end up in bad relationships and bad marriages. That's definitely a thing.
I think it's you'd have to be like super clear on like the values that you have, and like if you were gonna marry somebody, you'd have to be like, hey, like where are you seeing yourself like 25 years from now? Like what does this look like? You know what I mean? If you're just like basing a relationship off of just like lust or something kind of superficial, then it's like, you know, you're bound to have want to mess around or do whatever. It's got to be like a way long marathon, you know. I mean, lifelong marathon, ideally. You know?
I think one of the reasons a lot of people get divorced is because they get into relationships based on lust. Like at my gym, like I've talked to like 4 old dudes, all of them divorced, and basically all of them got divorced once they lost their sexual attraction to their partner and they realized there wasn't anything there. You know, like it was, the whole relationship was founded on sex from the get-go. And then once they got in their 40s and they weren't attracted to each other in the same way anymore, they were like, oh, there's nothing here. Like, that's a big problem. You know, you can't base a relationship on lust, in my opinion, like a long-term.
I'm just gonna bring it back to the whole body count discussion. I don't think I gave my take quite on it, so I'll give my take.
I need my input. I need my input.
So, body count, I think absolutely matters. I do think men and women view it a bit differently.
Especially when they don't want to
answer
answer
the question. Men do care more
too.
about the woman's body count than do women. And there's biological and evolutionary reasons for that, one of which a woman who is promiscuous, you cannot guarantee paternity. So if a woman gets pregnant, she knows for sure that's the kid, but the father, there can be some uncertainty there. So even though now today we have paternity tests, it doesn't undo hundreds of thousands of years of evolutionary hardwiring that men have to find promiscuity in women unappealing, unattractive. So there's that. I mean, of course, there's STD risks. Someone who's more promiscuous is more likely to have an STD. So that's another concern. I know you mentioned that, you can get tested before you have a new partner, but let's be real. How many of people out there are getting tested in each and every instance that they're with a new partner? People are hooking up after the bars and clubs and parties. So people are just fucking. So, I mean, even so
they just fucking.
But a lot of you said what I want to go around on this is, if you're comfortable sharing, if body count doesn't matter, what's your body count?
Exactly. Say it then.
39.
39.
Holy
you have
shit.
a list.
You said 39.
You have an Excel spreadsheet.
I love that.
So
Damn,
okay,
he was
39.
right.
Multiply by
Stop making it
Okay, yeah, I think we also got a chat here. Oh no, that's a different one. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't count.
You don't?
Like, a person is a
More-
person.
Yeah,
Is
I
not
say
a
that.
number.
You so know.
Hold on.
I actually don't.
You so know.
I
Is it
don't.
is it more than 10?
I actually don't know. Like, I've never counted.
Is
More
it less
Bullshit.
than 20?
More than
Definitely.
more
That's
than
crazy.
40.
She don't want to say.
No. It's definitely under 20, but I've never counted.
So 19.
I guess body count does
Honestly,
matter.
I can't
huh?
tell you.
Okay, fair enough.
I honestly don't know either. But
Another
I mean,
capper.
Range.
She knows.
El Capitan.
I don't. I truly don't know because it's not something that I think about when I hook up with somebody and I have a connection with somebody. I'm not like, oh my god, I need to add this like to a list and I need to count it. I have a lot
Holy
going
shit.
on like professionally and
That's fair.
educationally. Like that's not something I'm like, oh my god, I need to count this. I'm 27 years old. I've been
Right.
having sex for 11 years. Like it's not like I need
Alright.
to keep account of it, and it's not ever honestly anything that crosses my mind, so I don't. But it's definitely like
Right,
up there. Like
right.
I'll hook up with whoever I want to.
Exactly.
It's not like I'm hooking up with just whoever I see on the street, but it's just like if I want to hook up with somebody and we have a connection, I'll do it. Yeah. If I see
Definitely.
somebody and I get to know them and I
Okay.
like them, I'm gonna hook up with them. There's nothing like stopping.
Do you have a sense of the range? Maybe not an exact number, but do you have a sense of
You
the
don't
range?
want to do it
yeah,
because
it's probably
it care.
like 30,
She care.
40, probably same range as Alex, I assume.
That's bullshit. She just want to.
Okay.
She don't want to go
we're
too
about,
high.
We're about the same here. Yeah.
Are you guys Eskimo sisters or what?
Definitely. we are.
Multiple times
Yeah.
over?
Wow. That's what besties means.
We are best friends.
So, okay.
And it's like something
yeah.
that we bond over. Like it's fun to talk about with her.
Oh god.
Okay, good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
He's
It
like,
is.
okay.
Okay, wow. Were there any instances where there was a shared encounter?
No.
Okay, not
No.
that far.
Not
okay.
yet.
Yeah, not yet. We need to, honestly. Never say never.
It's in the works. It's in the works.
It is.
Jane.
I don't feel comfortable sharing that personal information, to be quite
Oh,
honest.
so
It's
body
not a
count does
judgmental
matter.
thing towards anyone. It's just for me. Also, if my mom happens to see this, I just
Oh.
really don't want her to know out of respect for her.
She's Mom, turn off the stream, Mom. Turn off the stream. Okay, she's gone. You can.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. No, I'm not telling you that. But it's I feel like for me, I've reined back quite a bit. I do somewhat resonate with you a little bit because I noticed that when I would kind of just casually start sleeping with people really quickly, the relationships were like I didn't really know them personally. So I've started to rein back on how quickly I start to do that. So for me, it's been a while. So
Okay.
yeah.
Kiki. Okay. Brandon. Body count.
You already say
80
you don't care.
ish.
Oh yeah.
100-ish. I don't know.
Nice. Nice. Okay, Tanner.
Yeah, honestly, I have some pretty important people watching this. I don't really want to share that.
Totally fine. And I think
Well, there you have it.
7. You already told us. Okay, cool.
How about you?
So
Oh,
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up?
He's a gentleman. He doesn't tell.
Echo 1 attack begun by our forces.
Damn. He's on the ground. Maybe I should have stayed in the vehicle, huh? Oh. Shoot.
Echo 2 targeted. Attack.
As soon as I got picked up, I got dropped. Hey now.
Clear your men. Return to the fight. Your close. Seize the sector. This is great.
Hold on. Oh, the Knicks is playing, huh?
Chapter 15. Get
Chapter
anyone
15.
to follow through on a commitment to you. But you promised. If you're tired of saying this, the following strategy will help to ensure that you'll be able to get any person to follow through on anything that he's promised to you. The most effective psychological tool for getting someone to follow through is to let him know that you believe that he is the type of
Damn.
person who does follow
The hell?
through. Using phrases such as, "You're the kind of person who," "You've always impressed me with your ability to," or "I've always liked the fact that you," invokes the powerful psychological law of internal consistency. These phrases make the person feel compelled to follow through because you involve the ego and create a sense of desired consistency.
Makes sense.
People have an inherent need to perform in a manner consistent with how they see themselves and with how they think others perceive them. That's why one of the biggest mistakes people make is saying things like, "Come on, please do it. I just knew this was going to be a problem. I just knew you weren't going to do this." Or,
Whoa, he got it up
"I don't
here.
know why I bothered to count on you." This does not generate any psychological motivation to prove you wrong. These comments address someone's actions, not her identity, and force her ego to come up with reasons to justify her behavior, not to change it. For example, let's say you've asked someone to work on some files for you over the next 2 weeks. Don't say, "How are they coming?" or "Shouldn't you have started by now?" This only provides an opportunity for either an excuse or a chance for her to back out. Instead, say, "You know, Sally, I appreciate your helping me with those files. I respect the fact that you're the kind of person
Holy
who not only
shit.
offers to help, but follows through until she gets the job done." With these words, you've wrapped this person's self-concept into a single cause. How you see her is woven into her behavior toward this project. You can be sure she will comply and continue working on it so that your image of her is not tarnished. This makes it nearly impossible for her to say, "I'm too busy," or "I don't feel like doing it." Because not only would she risk
Don't let
your
me die
questioning
over
who
here.
she is, but this would leave her wondering as well. Simply, she fancies seeing herself as someone who follows through on things and can be counted on, etc. If she abandons this project, then she has to ask herself, "What kind of person am I?" This is something very few people are willing or able to do. Another version of this tactic, which can also be used in conjunction with the first one, is to invoke a generic value identity. For instance, you can incorporate themes such as friendship, commitment to work, a sense of decency, all qualities that most people aspire to identify with. A question like, "Isn't it amazing how some people don't know the definition of the word friendship?" is so powerful. With this one statement, you bring her value system, what is important to her,
play,
into the
right?
task. Now, this is not an isolated job, but something that actually defines your friendship. She's risking more than just annoying you by bailing
Damn,
out.
how many
She's
of 'em
risking
is
the
there?
relationship. Instead of this
crazy.
just being an isolated project, you're able to bring your entire friendship and the power that it has into this one task.
30 kills.
These
That's not bad.
psychology-laden phrases will help keep her moving along. But when you want someone to follow through, it's crucial to lay the groundwork when you first ask for the favor.
That's crazy.
We underestimated their resilience. Fall back.
Man, I
Take
got
no more
30
casualties
kills.
today.
Came in 12th place. That medic had 2 kills. What was he doing? He must have been cheating. How you got triple the kills that everybody else got? I don't know. On that note, sheesh. I'll holler at y'all motherfuckers later, man.